Okay, so this is what a fix and flip loan is. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning. NPS. So fix and flip loan. What is a fix and flip loan? Fix and flip loan is a type of short-term financing designed for real estate investors who want to purchase a property, renovate or fix it, and then quickly sell it. Flip. Flippers who identify undervalued or distressed properties, make necessary improvements or upgrades, and then sell the property at a higher price. Guys, I've seen fix and flips where people needed 10 grand. I've seen fix and flips where people needed 300 grand. As long as you're in that loan to value and there's enough margin on that profit, we can get it done. Some of these guys go up to a couple of $1 million on fix and flips because they're renovating, 3 and 4 and 5 families. We did the biggest one we did was a 10 unit over here in Brooklyn, and we gave them the fix and flip money. That was a couple of $1 million. So they are bigger loans. They can be bigger loans, but the key to it is to make sure the after repair value, which I'm going to get into. And again, this is going to be a quick one, team. There's not a lot to fix and flip loans. Okay. It's going to be what's like I like to say, what's left with the meat on the bone. It's going to, the profit margin is what's going to make or break your deal. All right. The after repair value. The main thing we want to know, what is it going to be when that house is fixed? That is the biggest question. That's what our appraisal tells us. All right. So second slide, some key highlights. All right. Income derived from market rent analysis. We do a market rent analysis through the appraiser. No debt to income calculated. Maximum loan to value is 80% on the purchase, 90% on the construction budget with experience. 640 minimum FICOs. Credit scores are a little bit higher, team, on these. No tax return required. So short-term fix and flip loans are typically terms ranging from a few months to a year or slightly longer. The intention is to provide enough time for the investor to buy, renovate, and sell the property within a reasonable time frame. Now, I don't know if that's not dated, but we all know, especially in Long Island where I am, market is still hot, still a bunch of offers. Here and throughout the country, there's just not much inventory out there. So when something goes on the market, it's gobbled up, guys. It's crazy. It's still going strong. Okay. It's a quick approval process. Since the house flippers often need to act fast to secure a property, fix and flip loans usually have a streamlined and expedited application process compared to traditional mortgages. Guys, it's quicker because there's less paperwork. Pretty much it all comes down to the appraisal and your budget. Once we get the appraisal, it moves fast. Okay. You still order a title. You still order appraisal. Again, we want to know as a bank what that end number is. If the end numbers work and it's there, pretty much giving you a shot. There's not much more after that. Once the appraisal comes in, it flies right through. It's all based on the numbers. So you have to be accurate. If you're a flipper, be accurate with your numbers. Just because you say it's going to be worth X doesn't mean it's going to be worth X. You could, some people like to manifest and, will it and dream it. That's great. But you buy a house that's worth 400. There's no way you're fixing a house. You're going to sell it more than everybody else. Oh, mine's going to go for 700. Team, we hear that all the time. Use accurate numbers when you flip, because the only one you hurt is yourself. Okay? Because we're not going to give you the loan that's not accurate. If you do find somebody to do it, this is where I say people get themselves in trouble. They think it's going to be worth more. They think they can do a better job, which they might do better work, but they may over-improve. So you have to be careful with that, team. Okay? But again, that process is expedited because it's really pretty much all based on the appraisal. We're not asking for any income docs. We want to just make sure you have enough money in the bank for the down payment and closing costs, because we're giving you 90% of the rehab money. Okay? It's pretty much just waiting on the appraisal and they're done. And obviously, a clean title. Okay? We know the house is going to be in rough shape. We know it's going to be repairs. We know it's not going to be up to par or up to code. Why? Because it's a fix and flip. We expect it to need work. All right? Interest rates, they are higher. Why? Because we're taking a risk. We're not really looking at anything except the fact that you have money to put down and the house is worth what you say it's going to be when you sell it. So that is, again, that's the main thing, team. That is the main thing that we do. We want to see that the house is going to be worth it. I can't stress that enough. Okay. Interest-only payments. They're all always interest-only payments. They just want what people like to say, juice on the money. They're big on the money. Whatever the case may be, we only collect interest-only payments for the 12 months. Okay. That's it. I've never seen anything longer. The longest fix and flip loan I've seen is 2 years, which came in sometimes handy during COVID because some of them you couldn't get appliances, you couldn't get stuff. So sometimes it was taking 6 months to flip, because you were waiting on materials or they were too expensive and your budget was blown out of the water. But, you can get up to 2 years. I've seen the average term is a year. All right. Collateral based. Fix and flip loans typically secured by the property. They're always secured by the property. All right. We do assess the property's value and the investor's renovation plans. So I'm going to go over the 3 numbers that I asked for in the next slide. What we asked for. So now this next one right here, team, the 3 numbers we asked for, but I go over that next slide. Renovation budget. The lender may consider investors' proposed renovation budget when determining loan amount. One of the things we do, we send out 2 people. We send out the appraiser, which you pay for. Then we as a bank send out somebody do a feasibility study, meaning is it feasible for you to get that work done, A, in that amount of time, B, in that cost. So it has to go through a feasibility study as well. But that's done, they call for the appointment. We pay for that. It's all, it's all part of it in the cost that we charge. So again, a feasibility study. You want to make sure you're not, making sure it takes everybody else 100,000 to do. You're saying you could do it in 50,000. Yes, sometimes there's instances if you own a construction company, you might have materials from another job that were paid for, whatever the case may be. We want to make sure your budget will work and can get done when you say it's going to get done. Okay. Like I said, team, very, very simple loan, very little paperwork. Going to be a quick one tonight. So ARV, SOW, and budget. What in the heck is that? So ARV is the after repair value, meaning after I repair the home, what is the value? All right. So ARV, after repair value, stands for the value. Now it's very essential, especially not just for us as the bank, but if you're flipping, guys, and the person you're talking to wants to flip, they want to make money. Okay. So they have to make sure that it's there. The after repair value is there. All right. Scope of work. The scope of work is, it's a detailed document that outlines all the planned improvements, repairs, renovations that will be permitted on the property during a fix and flip project. It serves as a roadmap. Okay. Why do we need this roadmap during the renovation process? Because there is a draw period. We just don't give you, okay? We just do not give you the money and say, hey, fix it, Mr. Builder. No, we give it to you as the work's completed. So if your roadmap or scope of work says, hey, phase 1 is windows, siding, and roof for $40,000. Okay. We give you the money for the $40,000. You can't ask us for another draw until that's done. Otherwise, we're not going to give you more money. So we send out an inspector. The inspector, we're going to say, hey, inspector, make sure Mr. Vecchione said his windows are going to be done, his roof is going to be done, and his siding is going to be done. If that's good, we'll give him the money he laid out for that, and we'll reimburse him. All right. Sometimes we give it to you first, depending on the property, but it's usually an in between, and that's on a case by case basis. You guys bring that to me. All right. Take a look. That's what it typically takes. Some guys give me real detailed scope of works. Some don't. Some list every detail, every nail, how many times they're going to have to hit a hammer. I've seen some really, really intricate budgets and scope of work. Okay. Rehab budget. Again, just what it is. What is it going to cost to get that done? Okay. Very simple, guys. This is it. These are pretty much the numbers I need to know. There's 3 numbers I need to know to let you know if I can qualify your clients or qualify you as an investor. I need to know the ARV, after repair value, scope of work, and budget. Okay. Those are the numbers I need. If it's a refinance, it's done a little bit different. A lot of what we're doing a lot of now too, guys, is a lot of people try to use their own money and they want to hold on to it. So they're coming to us for the rehab funds, which we can do. So if you have a client owns the house, it's not done, we could also just do the rehab portion. We don't have to do the purchase portion. We can do the rehab portion for them. Our minimum loan amount is $75,000, depending on the investor to 150. Some minimums have. So If you guys have somebody that's in trouble, that doesn't want to use their money, ran out of money, went over budget, we can do a refinance as well on these properties and pay off the mortgage. There's a couple ways to do it. Bring them to me, but there's a couple ways to do it. And, I just closed one now in about 15 days. Guy owned the property already, put $300 of his own money into it, needed $200 to fix it. It was a $900,000 property. It was a no-brainer for me and my lenders. Literally closed it in 15 days, only because the appraisal took a little long. That one was probably one of the most simple ones I've done. Okay, we were in and we were out. Now, usually one of the last slides. What type of occupancy? Investment properties only, guys. Why? Because you're not holding it. You're not living there. Nobody's living there. It's an investment property only. So investment property is the only way we can do this. All right. And that's really it, team. Let me see if any questions. So we have a couple questions. What do we got? Hold on. Can you refinance the loan if you need more time? Yes, Bobby, I just touched on base. Yes, you can refinance the loan if you need more time. A lot of people decide to keep their houses because the rents are still high and they feel they can still pay off their loan. They put some of their own money in. They don't need the money. So yes, we can refinance if you need more time. It's done one of two ways. It's usually not a refinance. You usually pay anywhere, depending on where I place the loan, from 1% to 3% of the loan amount to extend it. Okay. Thank you. Ever said I'm a handsome dude? Thank you. I've always been told to have a face for radio, but I decided to go live. But thank you. Anyways, Mr. Vecchione, I got caught off. You don't have to refinance it. It's in your contract if there's an extension period or not. If there's no extension, you do have to refinance to get out of it. So hopefully you're 90% done. But you know as well as I do, being a flipper that you are, if you have to hold a house a year, there's something wrong. You want to get in, get off, get out, so to speak, and make that money. Okay. So that's really it, team. I don't have much to say. Here is again, you click the little MPS thing here, guys. Take a picture. That's my contact information. You don't need to go on this chat or get in there to see all of this. It's available on our website. You guys have complete access to me 24/7. If I can't answer, obviously I won't, but I'll get back to you as fast as humanly possible as I can. All right. Like I said, guys, safe travels. Thanks for attending. If you're on the West Coast, still some time daylight. If you're on the East Coast, go have some dinner, enjoy some time with your friends and family. And I will see you all next Monday. And if anybody wants to know what they can do, if they want to learn about something, email me, text me, chat me up. And we can come up with ideas of the next topic. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. I'll speak to you all soon.